Hi everyone, welcome to week 3 of the Get Active Challenge. So again, we've got some new exercises for you this week. The idea of that is to keep the body guessing, keep those muscles working, and to promote that calorie burn and improving on your strength. So again, this is just a live session that we've recorded, so we'll get straight to it. Okay guys, as normal, so we're just going to start off just by marching on the spot. So we're just going to raise that heart rate. So we're just going to run through warm-ups as always to get everything moving. And then, like I said, we're going to go through that cardio round first and then into those chair exercises. So as you're picking those feet up, we'll just start to mobilise your shoulders like we normally do. So just start off small, and then as you warm up, you can start to make them a bit bigger. Good stuff. And then opposite direction. Loosening off, taking your time. Just start to raise that heart rate, mobilise your shoulders like I said. Get everything moving, stretch out. Perfect. And then as normal, we're just going to take those arms out to the sides across the front. We'll do a couple of those. Keep marching on the spot, just to keep that heart rate up. Then we're going to take those arms diagonally. So we're coming up and across. Up and across, so we're just getting a bit of an extra stretch across the front of that body, getting those shoulders nice and warm. Good stuff, just loosening off, and then we're going to take those arms from your sides, up and over the head, and back down. So just nice big arms, keep picking those feet up, get those shoulders nice and warm. Perfect, keep marching, loosen off that upper body, and then we'll take it down to the lower body. Perfect, so from there, we are going to be stepping backwards and reach up in the air, back to the side. So just step back and reach, step back and reach. So again, just mobilising the shoulders, opening up the hips, start to load those legs up. Good, weight through that front foot, and then you can push that heel into the ground, get a nice big stretch in your calf, down the hip flexor at the front. So we're just stretching out, loosen off. Perfect. Good stuff. And then the same as last week, we're going to drop into a little mini squat and we're going to come and reach over the shoulder. So squat, reach over the shoulder. Again, just stretching out, side to side. Weight through the heels as you squat down. Rotate up and over the shoulder just to mobilise the spine and start to switch that core on. If your arms are getting a bit tired, you can just bring your hands up to the shoulder rather than over it. Have a little look over that shoulder, pivot that back foot as well just to help with the rotation. Perfect, get those legs moving, get everything moving and switched on. Perfect, and then from there, we're just going to be hinging forward, stretch out the back of those legs and reach up in the air, squeeze those glutes. So just forwards and down, stretch your hamstrings, squeeze your glutes. Perfect. Keeping that going. Good, keep that back nice and straight, stretch your hamstrings out, squeeze those glutes through as you stand it up. Up and down. Brilliant. And then from there, what we're going to do is just grab in your chair and we're just going to do some little extra stretches with the chair. So if you stand behind the back of the chair and just hold on to it for support, we're just going to swing one leg through. So we're just allowing that hip to open, forwards and backwards, and squeeze this standing leg. So we're just trying to stay balanced on this standing leg. Just loosening off. Good, and then you can change leg. I'm going to stay this side, but if you want to swap sides and hold on with the hand that's closest, you can do. As long as you're balanced, I don't want you to feel uncomfortable. But again, we're just allowing this hip to open, just let it swing freely. Then also this standing leg is also working to keep yourself balanced as well. Good, and then we're going to face the chair. And then again, use it for support, and we're just going to swing that leg across the front of the body. So just standing behind the back of your chair, open up those hips, swinging it across the body, just to loosen off. And same on the other leg. So it's just a nice one, mobilises the hips, opens up the hips, stretches the glutes out. Good stuff. I'm just using that chair for support. Perfect. And the last one, we're just going to keep hold of the back of the chair, hinge over so the back's nice and straight. You're going to reach your hand under and then turn it up to the ceiling. So it's called a thread the needle. So you reach under, turn that body, reach under, turn. So we're mobilising the spine, loosening off those shoulders, getting everything moving. Make sure we're nice and warm before we start. Nice long warm up today. Good, and changing sides, so thread it through, reach up in the air, keep that back nice and straight. Perfect, just up and down. Brilliant. And relax there, perfect. So, we don't need the chair to start off with, we're going to get straight into it. So the first round is cardio. So we've got 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. 3 exercises, so it'll take 3 minutes. Then we're going to have a minute rest, and then we're going to go into a little circuit on the chair, okay? So I'll show you the first exercise like normal, and then I'll show you the other ones as we get going. So the first one is just the star jump with a side step. So we're just going to be going side to side, getting those arms and feet moving, and getting that heart rate up. If you want to make it easier, you can just bring your hands up to shoulder height. If you want to make it harder, we can obviously work it faster, okay? 45 seconds, I'm just going to start my timer. Right, 3, 2, 1. So side step, getting those arms moving. Good stuff. We're going for 45 seconds of work, keeping those feet moving. If you want to make it easier, you can just bring those hands up to shoulder height so that your shoulders aren't working as hard. If you want to make it harder, you can obviously move it faster. So we're just getting everything moving, side to side, keeping it going. Good stuff, well done. So this is a bit of a cardio round, 3 minutes of exercise like I said. That's going to get that heart rate up, get us nice and warm. Good, 10 more seconds. Keeping that going. Excellent. 3, 2, and 1. Good. The next exercise, what we're going to do, pretend you've got an imaginary line in front of you. You step forward, step back. So we're just stepping forwards and back over an imaginary line, moving those feet on the ball of your feet. If you want to make it harder, you can go faster. If you want to make it easier, just slow it down, okay? Off we go. So we're in forwards and backwards, stepping over an imaginary line. On the ball of your feet, keep your chest up, keep your core in tight. And we're just getting those feet moving forwards and backwards, raising that heart rate. Like I said, if you want to make it harder, we can go a little bit faster. If you want to make it easier, just slow it down and just staying on the move. We're just getting those steps in, getting that activity up, raising that heart rate for a few minutes, and then we're going to go through some more controlled exercises, which are just going to work those muscles a little bit more. Good, 10 more seconds. Keep moving. 5. Excellent. 3, 2, 1. And then the last cardio exercise is just going to be a little squat and then up onto your toes. Squat onto your toes. So it's a squat to a little calf raise. So you're just trying to come up onto those toes, okay? 3, 2, 1, we're in. So up and down. If you want to make that harder, you can obviously sink lower and go faster. If you want to make it easier, just stay higher. So it's just a little squat and just a little calf raise up onto your toes. So we're just getting those calves working, getting these legs nice and warm. Keep that chest proud. Remember, as always, sitting back into those heels. So the weight goes through the heels. Keep that chest up. Perfect. Should be feeling nice and warm now. This is the last exercise, and then we're into the first circuit. Brilliant work. Keeping it going. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. Just take a minute, have a little breather, grab a drink. Right, so we're going to need the chair for this round. So if you're taking your chair, first exercise is just going to be a sit to stand. So we're just going to stand just in front of the chair. Use your arms as a counterbalance, literally sitting down onto the chair, standing it up. Sitting down, standing it up. So you're just sitting onto those heels, working those legs. To make it harder, try not to put all of your weight on your chair. So you just tap it and stand. And to make it easier, you can either just take your time, sit yourself back up, or just do some mini squats instead. Okay, whatever's comfortable for you. So 45 seconds, we've got 4 exercises. I'll talk you through the next exercise in the rest. Let's get to it. So first one, in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So we just sit to stand. Chest nice and proud, push those knees out to the sides. Weight should be through the heels. Perfect. So we've got 2 rounds. We're going to do 4 exercises and we're going to do that twice through. Okay? If you want to make that one easier, remember you can come all the way down, take a seat, and then try and stand it up. You can also use your hands if you need to push yourself out, or just some mini squats instead if that range of motion is quite far. If you want to make it harder, we can obviously go a little bit faster and just try and tap that chair instead of sitting into it. Good stuff. Keeping that going, doing really well. We're going to do another leg exercise after this, so it's 2 legs. 3, 2, 1. Good. Take a seat on your chair. The next exercise, because we've just worked those legs, we're going to isolate them. So we're going to work the quads. So you can lean back slightly, and we're going to try and extend both legs, squeeze those quads at the top, and then back in. So they're out and in. If that's a bit too challenging, you're just going to go 1 leg out and in. Okay? Off we go. So you're really trying to squeeze that leg. If you can go both legs, just lean back and try and lift both legs up. Squeeze these quads in the front. If it's a bit challenging, just go 1 leg, and on the second time through, we'll do the other leg. I really want you to pause at the top, squeeze that quad, and then slowly down. So as you extend that leg, squeeze the front of the quads at the front there. Good, 10 seconds, so keep it going. Core in tight as well. Excellent, nearly there. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Stay sat in your chair. We're going to lean slightly forward. Hands will be underneath the legs, back's nice and straight, and we're going to raise those arms up, kind of like that W position that we've been making, but a little bit wider and back down. So we'll just be nice and long here. Okay? So off we go. So nice long arms. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Try and get those hands nice and high. Perfect, so really long arms. If you want to make that easier, you can bring your hands closer, you can sit yourself up a little bit more. If you want to make it harder, get those arms nice and long. Really squeeze at the top, just working the back of that shoulder. Try and strengthen the back of that shoulder up. Good, 15 seconds. Keeping it going. Really good job. 10 seconds, 1 more exercise after this one, and then the second round. Good, 5 seconds. Excellent, 3, 2, 1. Good, and the last exercise, see how you get on with stability with your chair. We're onto the back of the chair again this time. Lean that body slightly forward, and we're just going to do some little push-ups. Okay, start off small. Keep those hands quite close, let the elbows brush by the sides, and we're just pushing up. If your chair doesn't feel stable, you can always come behind and dip down instead. That might be a bit more stable. So just take an option what's suitable for you, and off we go. So just little push-ups onto the back of your chair if it feels safe to do so. If it is a little bit unstable, if it's a bit higher, you can come behind it and just coming down and up, pressing up. If you want to make it harder, you can go even lower. So you can come into this low position down here and pushing through. It just depends on your ability, guys. But we should just be able to keep just pushing, working the back of those arms, keep that back nice and straight. Make sure that chair's not going to move anywhere. Perfect, keeping it going. It looks quite easy, but it is quite tough for the amount of time. Doing really well. We've got 10 more seconds, keep pushing that up the body. Back straight, cores in tight. 5. Good job, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Have a little breathe. You've got 15 seconds and we're back to the start. So we've got sit to stands again. One more time through. So 45 seconds, keeping those legs working. We are going in 5 seconds. So keep it going, doing really well. So 3, 2, 1, sit to stand. So down and stand it up. Again, just trying to tap that chair. If you want to make it a bit easier, sitting all the way down, use your hands if you need to. Use some momentum with your arms if you need to. If you want to make it easier, just tap and stand. Fire up. So this is a big compound exercise. This is going to work your quads and your glutes mainly to drive up out of that position. Keep that core in tight, chest up. Excellent, keeping it going. Good stuff, nearly there. Working those legs, perfect. Last 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good, just taking a seat. Then we've got those leg extensions. So if you did single leg last time, I want you to do the other leg. Just stretch it out, squeeze that quad. If you did double leg, we're back into double leg. Just lean it backwards, squeeze those quads at the top, okay? 3, 2, 1. So push it away, extend it up. You've got to use your core a little bit as well to pick those legs up, double leg. Really think about squeezing those quads. Again, you can just go single leg, so just squeezing it out and in. Okay, you can alternate that as well if you'd like, whatever's comfortable for you. I just want you squeezing those quads at the top, getting those legs working. Good stuff, 15 seconds, keeping it going, doing really well. Squeeze those quads, 10 seconds. Nice and controlled. 5, 3, 2, 1. 15 seconds rest. We've got those reverse flies again. So we want a nice straight back, chest up, but we're squeezing those shoulder blades together, arms nice and long. To make that one slightly easier, we can just bring those elbows in a little bit closer. Off we go. So nice long arms, nice straight back. And really think about squeezing those shoulder blades together. Get that back working. Perfect, keeping it going, well done. Squeeze it up. Excellent. Again, if you want to make it easier, remember you can bring it in closer. You can sit yourself up a little bit more as well. It's working those back muscles, 15 seconds, keeping it going. Good job, long arms. Should be feeling that in the back. Perfect. 5, 3, 2, 1. Good job. And then the last one is those push-ups. So whatever option is comfortable for you, you go on the back of the chair and just lower yourself down, push it through. If your chair doesn't feel so stable, we can just pop some dips behind, just up and down, bend those elbows, use your legs as much as you need to, okay? Off we go. So whatever you can manage, just control in that body weight. Okay, if you want to make it harder, like I said, you can go into this lower position here. It's a little bit more advanced. If you want to make it easier, just stay a bit more upright, lean into the top of that chair, just pushing it back up. So you're just pushing those 4 legs into the ground. So we're not trying to push it horizontally because then it might move. We're just leaning over the top, pushing down. But if your chair's quite high, you can come behind it. Your elbows might be up here, and you could just do some dips at the back of the chair. Good stuff. Last 5, keep it going. Excellent. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, so we're back to it. So we're back to the cardio again. 3 minutes, 45 seconds work, 15 seconds rest. I'm going to set the timer. It's exactly the same exercises. So we've got those little star jumps first. So we're going in 3, 2, 1. So we're sidestepping, getting those arms moving. So we've just tried to add some cardio in just in between those chair exercises, just to keep that heart rate elevated. So that's just going to help give us a slightly better calorie burn and just keeps everything moving. And then in between these cardio rounds, we've obviously got the chair rounds, and they're designed to try and just cause a little bit of muscular damage, help to tone those muscles up and improve your strength as well. Just for functional exercises like sitting, standing, using those arms and legs. Perfect. If those shoulders are getting tired, just bring them up to shoulder height instead. Keep those feet moving, a little bit of cardio. Brilliant. 3, 2, 1. Just catching that little breather for 15 seconds. So remember, the next one is that imaginary line, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards. It's keeping those feet moving. So you're doing really well. We're going in 3, 2, 1. So let's go imaginary line, forwards and backwards, getting those steps in. If you want to make it harder, we can go a little bit faster, moving those feet. If you want to make it easier, you can just slow it down. Step forwards, step backwards, chest up, pausing nice and tight, and we're just staying on the move. Good stuff. Just getting nice and warm. Hopefully getting a bit of a sweat on. 20 seconds. One exercise after this one, and then we're straight back in for the next round of chair exercises. Good job. 10 seconds. Keep those feet moving. Brilliant. 3, 2, 1. Catching that breath for 15 seconds, and the last one was the little squat to calf raise. Squat to calf raise. So sit onto those heels, push into those toes and squeeze those calves. In 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. So little squat, squeeze onto those toes, keep that chest up. And again, this is our cardio, so we're just trying to work as many reps as we can, keeping that heart rate up. If you want to make it harder, you can sink lower, squeeze faster. If you want to make it easier, just stay higher. And if you're struggling for balance, you can just take that calf raise out and just work some mini squats instead, just to keep those legs working. Good, 20 seconds, keep it going. Really good, keep pushing. Well done, 10 seconds, so have a little breather after this one, and then we get straight into round 2. Good job, well done. 3, 2, and 1, perfect, good. Have a little breather, take your time. We're going to need our chair again, guys. So, have a little breather, grab a drink. So the next round of exercises, we're going to be using that chair again. So the first one's just an assisted split squat. So use your hand for support. One foot goes in front of the other, and we're just dropping down, pushing through. But just use that arm to help push you up if you need it. So I'll show you from this angle as well. Just straight down, pushing through this front leg, and standing it up. So the back leg is just there for support, okay? And we can use those hands. If that's a bit uncomfortable as well, you can have it in front of you there. And again, the hands are just there for balance, and we're driving through that front leg, okay? So we'll go right leg forward first, left leg is the second exercise, and then we've got a hamstring one for you. So, gonna set the timer, split stance, in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So you're just dropping down, pushing up. And again, because we've got the support of that chair, you might feel a bit more confident to go a little bit lower. But I want to make sure you're dropping straight down and pushing through the heel of the front foot. So it's not a forwards and backwards motion like this, where we're getting a lot of stress through the knee. We go down, push straight through. And again, use that hand and arm to push you up. So it's quite a functional movement, like you're kind of getting out of a car or something. If you want to make it easier, we just stay higher. If you want to make it harder, you can go lower. Perfect, keep this going, and then we're going to change leg in 5 seconds. Well done. 3, 2, 1. Good. Shake that leg off. Have a breather. So you can either face the other way. I'm going to stay facing this way so you can see me. But opposite leg's going to go in front. So we've got that left leg in front. Weights through that heel. Back foot goes back. Use your hand for support. Off we go. So down, push. Down, push. So the weight is through that heel. Use your arm to help get yourself back up. Good. And we're trying to push through this front leg. So the back leg's just kind of there for balance and support. The front leg's driving us up and getting us up. Well done. Keep that going. Really big muscle group, so it will help get a bit of sweat on as well. Burn a few calories. If you want to make it easier, stay higher. You can bring your foot closer if you need to for support and balance and use that back leg a little bit. But let's try and work this front leg if we can. 10 seconds. Keep pushing. Drive it up. 5. Good. 3, 2, 1. Good. And then the next exercise, we're just going to hold on to the back of this chair. We're going to take the leg back slightly so the glutes already switched on, and all we're going to be doing is just some hamstring curls. So we're squeezing that hamstring, squeeze your heel up into your bum and get the back of that leg working, okay? So off we go. So make sure this leg's backwards. So we're already squeezing this glute here, and then we're squeezing that hamstring. If that one's quite challenging, you just make it smaller. If it's easy, let's really squeeze it in hard, like you're trying to squeeze an orange between your lower leg and your upper leg. Squeeze that hamstring, keep those toes flexed, so pull those toes up and keep that leg backwards because that's going to keep this glute engaged as well. You'll also feel that standing leg working, so that standing leg's going to work to keep you balanced. Perfect, keeping it going. 3, 2, 1, good, shaking that leg off, same on the other leg, and then we're back in for the second round, just doing really well. So 10 more seconds, for the opposite hamstring, should really feel that in the back of your leg. So 3, 2, 1, leg comes backwards, and then we curl. So squeeze that hamstring, try and get that heel as far into your bottom as you can. So this one's really important because the lunges and the squats that we've been doing are very quad and glute dominant. So they're working more so around the knee, whereas this is hamstring, working the back of the legs. So we're staying nice and balanced and keeping all of those muscles strong. Try not to let that leg creep too far forward. Let's keep it back and really squeeze that heel up as far as you feel comfortable. We're just isolating the back of those legs, toning them up, getting them strong. 5 seconds, and then we're back to the start of the second round. Doing really well, good. 3, 2, 1, good. Shake it off for 15 seconds, and then we're back to the start again for those split squats, okay? Doing really well. One more round, so in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, use that chair, drop down, push up. Keep that chest nice and proud, pushing through the heel on that front leg. And again, because we've got the chair for support, see if you can creep down a little bit lower. Just make sure that heel doesn't come off the ground on the front leg. You should be pushing that foot into the floor to drive yourself back up. If you want to make it easier, stay higher, just work in that smaller range. If you want to make it harder, you can go quite low and you can go faster as well. So it depends how hard you want to work and your ability. Good, 10 seconds. Up and down, should be feeling this one, quite a tough one. Good, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, perfect. Shake that leg off, got the other leg to do. Doing really well, guys, good job. We've got one more cardio after this and one more round. So opposite leg in, 3, 2, 1, just dropping down, push through. Weights through the heel on that front leg. Keep that chest up. Driving it through. Use that arm for support. If you don't need it, then brilliant, that's great. But keep it on there just for balance. And if you do need it, you can just help push yourself up for a few reps for some extra support. Perfect. Hitting those legs. This is the last kind of compound one for those legs. Then we'll hit them hamstrings, and then we've got some balance work and some core in the last round. Good job. Keep pushing through that front leg. 10 seconds. Drive it through. Good. 5, 3, 2, 1. Good. Shake that leg off, and then we've got the hamstring curls again. Squeeze the back of that hamstring. So using that chair for support, back stays nice and straight, so try not to arch over. Leg comes backwards, and then we're in. Curl it up. So try and keep that knee, that's the leg that's working, behind the front leg. So rather than in line, if you want to make it easier, you can come in like this, and you can go smaller. If you want to make it harder, keep that leg backwards, and really squeeze that heel up. Keep this glute engaged here as well, and we're working that hamstring. Good job, quite a tough one. Keep this going, really isolate the back of those legs. And rather than just picking your heel up and putting it down, try and think about squeezing it in at the top. Like I said earlier, squeezing that orange. Get that heel in, keep your toes down. 5 seconds. Good, 3, 2, 1. Good, shaking that off, opposite leg. Doing really well, guys. And then we've got a little breather, and then we've got one more cardio for 3 minutes, and then we've got some glutes and some core to finish. So 3, 2, 1. Leg comes backwards, curl it in and down. Good. Keep this glute switched on so it's rock hard. Bring that heel up as high as you feel comfortable. Squeeze the back of that leg. Perfect. 30 seconds. Finish this round off. Then we'll grab a drink. Good work. Keep it going. Squeeze it high. 20 seconds. Good. 15. Keep it going. Pull that heel up. Brilliant. 10 seconds. Good work. Excellent. 5, 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. And relax there. Okay, perfect. So last round of cardio. Just going to start that timer back into star jumps for that 45 seconds. Doing really well. 3 minutes of this. Last time in 3, 2, 1. So we're side to side. Last time of cardio. We're just getting that heart rate up. Getting a bit of a sweat on. I'm definitely warm. You don't have to change t-shirt for every session today, I think. Perfect, just staying on the move. It's a little bit more intense than week 1 and 2. We're getting those little blocks of cardio in. The exercises are a bit more isolated and a bit more challenging. You're doing really well. Good stuff. If you want to make that one easier, remember, just bring your hands up to shoulder height instead of overhead. And keep those feet moving. Really good, well done. 10 seconds. 2 more exercises after this one. Excellent work. 5. Good. 3, 2, 1. Catch that breath back for 15. Then we've got the imaginary line, forwards and backwards. Last time that we're doing these as well. Really good job. Just allow that heart rate to come down. Little breather. We are going in 3, 2, 1. And we're over that line and backwards. Just keeping those feet moving. Forwards and backwards. Keep that chest up on the ball of the foot. If you want to make that easier, slow it down. You can just walk it out. In and out, staying on the move. If you want to make it harder, we can turn it into a light jog, just moving forwards and backwards over that line. Good, cores in tight, chest up, stay balanced. Keep moving, 20 seconds. And then we've got the squat to calf raise to finish. And then we're going to do some glutes and some core at the end. Good job, guys, well done. 10 seconds, keeping it going. Staying on the move. Good, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Catch that breath back, little breather, and then we've got the squat to calf raise at the end. Squeeze up onto those calves, go as low as you feel comfortable. In 3, 2, 1. So sit those hips back, push up onto those toes, up and down. Weights in those heels. Good. If you want to make it easier, just normal mini squats is fine, and take out the calf raise if you struggle for balance. If you want to make it harder, we can sink lower, push up onto those toes, get those legs working. Perfect, keeping it going, well done. Last one on these, have a little breather after this one, and then final round, which is a bit more isolated. And just going to work your core, your balance, your stability. Good, 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Have a breather. Okay, so final round of exercises. What we're going to be doing on this first one, again, using the back of that chair for support, and we kind of did the leg swings in the warm-up, but what you're going to do is just take that leg out to the side, hold for a couple of seconds, bring it down. So squeeze and bring it down. So just so I can show you straight on, we just bring that leg out to the side and down. Little squeeze at the top, and we're working the outside of the hip and the outside of these glutes, okay? Other leg needs to squeeze. So the previous weeks we were doing this step, working that standing leg, and now we're gonna hit that glute and try and pick this leg up off the ground, okay? I'm gonna set my timer, 45 seconds on each leg. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. So use that chair for balance. Really squeeze that standing leg, and this wants to be nice and controlled. So we're squeezing the outside of those glutes, trying to pick that foot up. If you want to make it easier, it's just smaller. You can pop your foot down on the ground just for rest in between. Really squeeze that standing leg as well, because one leg is going to be holding most of that body weight to take the other leg out to the side. If you want to make it harder, you can really try and get it high and really challenge those hips. But just work into your own level. 10 seconds, well done. Keep squeezing. 5. Excellent. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Shake that leg off. So that hip you should be feeling it in that hip, but then you should also be feeling it in the side. In 3, 2, 1. So we're just lifting it out, bringing it down. I'll just show you square on this one. Keep that chest up. Put the foot down in between reps if you need to. And just take that leg out to the side. Really squeezing the outside of that hip. Squeeze that standing leg as well, because that's going to be working to keep yourself balanced. So really important to control around the hips, because if these hips are nice and strong, then we're going to be stronger doing our day-to-day movements. It's going to help support our lower back as well. Good. 10 seconds. Keep those glutes working. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Right, next one, we're going to take a seat on the chair. This is for the core, okay? And what we're going to try and do is extend the opposite arm to leg. So, easiest option, you're actually sat in your chair and you're just lifting it out and back, but keeping this core in tight. Harder option, move to the front of your chair and reach away to keep that core in position, okay? So we'll get started. You're just trying to reach, you're leaning backwards. Keep this core engaged so that the chest, rib cage should be pulling down. Bit of coordination as well. If you struggle with coordination, you can just pick one leg up and put it down. But we're just trying to keep these abs engaged nice and tight. Okay, so we're not folding forward, but we're not hyperextending the back either. And like I said, if you want to make that easier, you can just lean onto the back of the chair for support. But I really want you thinking about squeezing this core and keeping your core engaged. So if you can, try not to put your back against the rest. Good. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. And a little breather for 15. And the next one's very similar. Easiest option is we're sitting back and we're pretending that we're moving something across the body. Harder option is the back is away from the back of your chair. Okay? Off you go. So if you want to make that harder, you can move slightly further to the front of your chair. And we're just rotating around the spine, backs off that chair, keeping this core in tight. so those abs are engaged, holding you in position. If you want to make it easier, just come a bit more upright. And if you want to make it even easier, you can sit against with your shoulders on the back, but we just twist in side to side just to put this core off balance and challenge it to pull you over. So we're just rotating around that spine. Good stuff. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. Have 15-second breather. One more time, and then you're done. So we've got those leg raises to do again at the end. So back up out of your chair, back behind the chair. In 3, 2, 1. So nice and controlled. Lift that leg up, pop it down. So this one's really challenging. Should really feel that on the outside of the hip. Keep a slight bend in the knee. Just lifting it out. If you need to pop your foot down in between each rep just for support, you can do. You can bring that foot a little bit lower. Okay, really squeeze your standing leg. So this moving leg's working, but the standing leg is also working to keep yourself balanced. Perfect, keeping it going, well done. 10 seconds, good job. Excellent, 5. Squeeze both of those legs. And relax, perfect. Shaking off, same on the other leg. So I'll show you this one's front on. Good, should be feeling those hips working. Then we've got those 2 core exercises at the end. In 5 seconds, 3, 2, 1, out to the side, as high as you feel comfortable. Squeeze this hip on the outside. Keep this standing leg working. If you need to pop it down in between just to give it a rest, you can do. If we need to reduce that range of motion, we can do. And if you want to make it harder, you can try and get that foot nice and high without leaning your body. So try not to lean that body across, because we want to squeeze this glute to lift that leg up. Good, nice and strong. 15 seconds, keeping it going. Good, 10 seconds, really good work. Finish those legs off. 5, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Then taking a seat. Final 2 exercises are those core exercises. So first one is that dead bug. So back is just away from the chair. Opposite arm to opposite leg reaches away. In 3, 2, 1. So just reaching out. Keep that chest up. Hold yourself in that position. If you want to make it harder, you can lean back a bit lower just before that back touches the chair. If you want to make it easier, sit yourself higher, but just be led back slightly just to squeeze that core. If the coordination's an issue, just pick one leg up and down for me, and we're trying to keep those abs rigid to stop us from like collapsing down into our chair. So we're actively using that core to hold strong. Perfect, well done. 10 seconds, and if we need to, remember, we can put that back onto the chair, reaching out, but keep these abs engaged, so really think about squeezing them in. And relax there, perfect. Little breather, last exercise is the twist. Okay, core in tight, leaning back slightly, just so the back's off the chair. In 3, 2, 1, so just twisting those shoulders side to side, leaning back slightly to work that core, keep that core engaged. If you want to make it slightly easier, just pop those shoulders back onto the chair, or sit yourself up a bit higher so you're still working your core. We're just rotating. If you want to make it harder, you can lean back a bit more. Turn those shoulders. Good, 20 seconds. Keeping it going. Good, 15 seconds, last exercise, and then we'll go straight into a stretch to finish off. Excellent job. Rotating around. 5. Good, 3, 2, 1. Relax it there. Good. Because we just ran over on the time, we'll get straight into a quick stretch, guys. So, same as what we've been doing recently, we're going to bend one front leg, straighten the back leg out, reach up in the air, and we're just trying to squeeze this back hip and stretch out this hip flexor at the front. So slightly bent knee, back leg's nice and long, push those hips forward, stretch those hip flexors out from the march in, and a little bit of the core, it would have kicked in there. Good, and change leg. So opposite leg in front, bend the front leg, straighten the back leg, lean backwards, stretch that hip flexor out. Good stuff guys, well done, quick little stretch. Perfect, and then using the back of your chair, we're going to try and push your back heel down into the ground. So we're just stretching those calves out, they'll be a bit tight from the calf raises and the marching. So pushing your back heel straight down into the ground, just to stretch those calves out a little bit. Good, and changing leg, pushing straight back. Just a little bit of a loosener. Allow that heart rate to come down. Good, and keeping hold of the back of the chair, I just want you to let those hips come back and just try and pull your arms and your chest down, just so we get a nice big stretch across the back and in the shoulder. So as low as you feel comfortable to do so, just pull it down. Good, and then just taking one arm across the front for me. We always work those shoulders quite a lot when we're moving, so to give those shoulders a little loosen. And same on the other side. Perfect, and give everything a little shake off. Give yourselves a little clap at home. Well done guys, good work. Fantastic work as always guys, thanks again for joining us on that one. Hopefully you found that one a little bit more challenging, so really try to control those movements a bit more today, isolate some muscles and try and think about getting them working. So that's going to help improve strength, toning, stability, mobility as well, obviously working that core strength as well. So that's a really good job. Again, keep up to date with our YouTube, so we're always going to keep popping these videos on every week, and if you have any questions please feel free to get in touch. Thanks again.